as an immigrant, they face more challenges than the Canadian-born ones because they leave their families back home. They come to Canada while in that process, they already left their network back. Generally, I found like organizations provide short-term bootcamp sessions, trainings, and then mentoring as well. Then people graduate. There is no kind of very connecting to them afterwards, how they have been trained.
In 2026, shielding a newcomer-led enterprise from initial financial fragility requires moving past generic advisory programs.
If you wait, the proper times never comes. Start today. Just launch as a side hustle.
Hi everyone, welcome to the CanadianSME Small Business Podcast. Today, we are exploring the strategic orchestration of community-based microcredit networks, cultural economic integration pathways, and data-driven tracking methodologies for early-stage immigrant entrepreneurs. In 2026, shielding a newcomer-led enterprise from systemic capital barriers, labor market exclusion, and initial financial fragility requires moving past generic advisory programs to implement rigorous multi-month training, cross-border social capital modeling, and tailored long-term peer networks. Joining us is Dr. Anil Dhakal, the research fellow at the CERC Migration and lead competent supervisor for Enterprise Bridge Toronto and elite partnership with the University of Notre Dame's Urban Poverty and Business Initiative. Bringing over a decade of international development, qualitative research, and postdoctoral expertise mapping diversity, equity, and inclusion across critical Canadian industries, he stands at the forefront of leveraging grassroots entrepreneurship to break structural poverty loops. Lots to uncover and unpack. Without further ado, let's welcome our guest, Anil. Anil, it's a pleasure having you on the show today. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Thank you, Mahin. Thank you for having me today. It's a great pleasure to be here and share some experiences with you here. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for being on the show with us. Now, let's open our discussion by understanding the core mission of modern migration research. Many economic development panels, they analyze population displacement through a purely statistical data lens, completely overlooking the immediate human infrastructure that is required to transform raw newcomer ambition into localized marketplace value. Tell us, what is the core mission of the Global Migration Institute and how does it relate to Enterprise Bridge Toronto?
Thank you for this very interesting question. So, Global Migration Institute, here, in the simple form, what we do is like we research on, try to understand how human beings moving across the world, either by their choice or forced circumstance, shape communities, shape local economy and technology. So what we do is like we research those aspects and then we turn those like findings into applicable knowledge that can be addressed through policy or action type of projects, initiatives like Enterprise Bridge.
Got it.
To move into your second question, how it links, so it's kind of like utilizing those understandings into the real world. So helping communities to be successful in the endeavors they want to perform. So to talk about Enterprise Bridge, the whole concept itself is derived from the over 25 years of experience, how it works, kind of, like to support small businesses, those who are trying to create businesses through as a side hustle, like. So those practical aspects, we utilize that as practical aspects in the form of enterprise bridge projects. So while we link with the Global Migration Institute, the activities we do, research activities, that is directly translated to the community through enterprise bridge project.
Got it. Now, that provides a powerful foundational lens for looking at our domestic labor markets because studying migration can no longer just be about processing entry visas. It must center on actively designing real world systems that maximize the commercial potential of people when they arrive. And now tell us, how does Enterprise Bid support newcomer entrepreneurs in creating new business ventures here?
Thank you for that very interesting question. So it provides support through a year-round, a kind of like 9 to 10 months of complete package that includes training, mentorship, student consulting, and community connection events. So I want to expand it more. So within the training as well, we have 6 weeks of intensive 4 hours per week training model that covers 2 hours. Each session cover 2 hours of training where we teach basic entrepreneurship, basic financing, how to create pricing strategies, or how to be think strategically those core aspects that really needed for them to success. And the second part of that training session, bootcamp sessions, includes sharing the experience of successful immigrant entrepreneurs. We invite immigrant entrepreneurs and then have a panel discussion with them about an hour and a half, and then ask them, what are the challenges did you face on your early days? How did you overcome those challenges? And then what are the suggestions for our participants here who might be going through such challenges, and how to overcome? What are your suggestions? That has really helped them to overcome those challenges. So that's the second aspect. And the third one, we have a special guest we invite. Last year, it was the first year of our program. We invited a small business advisor from City of Toronto. And then he was providing information regarding what are the resources available for immigrants. Where do you go to get those resources? So all those like very important information. Another aspect is like how to utilize social media or AI to market or to promote your business. That is another like guest lecture. No, we invite experts on those sectors and then provide guest lecture on the final session of each bootcamp. So that's very uniquely designed after they graduate from the bootcamp sessions. We provide them one-on-one mentorship. So mentors, we call mentors from the community, asking them, if you would like to really give back to your community, please come join us. We have very interesting group of entrepreneurs who would really benefit from your expertise. So we connect one-on-one. So to get that support, they need to be graduated from the community bootcamp sessions, 6 sessions. After that, we provide student consulting. As an university, we want to help those entrepreneurs. At the same time, we want our students to learn something from our emerging entrepreneurs as well, to become a future leader in the entrepreneurship or in their career. So students help them to create maybe website improvements or create pricing strategies or help them finalize their business plan. Those are some examples. We assign some deliverables to students and then students engage with them.
Got it.
So, and another important aspects of the project whole goes to community connection events. So what we see is like networking is a program for immigrant entrepreneurs. So we provide that opportunity to network with the local businesses or local community we invite. And then when they participate, we also provide a platform to sell their products. We recently had our community connection event successfully accomplished on June 9th. So we had over 50 participants there, and then our participants or entrepreneurs were there to sell their products or sell their ideas. Did I cover your
You
questions?
completely did. I mean, that completely
you.
changes how we look at regional economic development, because when a startup incubator intentionally targets economically disadvantaged newcomers, that entrepreneurship transitions from a high-risk gamble into an active, repeatable tool for generational wealth. So thank you for walking us through that, Anil. Now let's talk about the specific obstacles that these brave founders face when attempting to enter the Canadian marketplace. Tell us, what structural challenges do newcomer-led businesses face in building social capital and accessing financing?
So that's very interesting question. Thank you very much for that. So as an immigrant, they face more challenges than the Canadian-born ones because they leave their families back home. They come to Canada. While in that process, they already left their network back. So they have to start from zero. So they lack networking, social capital here. They have to start. They might have some family friends, but it's still a challenge for them. Second one is, of course, financial. It's very difficult for them to get loans from financial institutions because they lack credit,
Right.
like no credit history. And then they face challenges navigating those legal or taxation issues in the Canadian system. So those are some basic, but these are the hindrances. You need to have lots of courage, when you see those challenges, that would be very limiting for them to start. And then on top of that, some structural barriers immigrants face. We have seen many hatred towards immigrants. Those are in the society. Those are on top of that. They have to deal in daily basis. So in that sense, there are lots of challenges, multiple challenges immigrants entrepreneurs face. And then our focus is targeting those entrepreneurs to overcome those challenges through the project like Enterprise Phase, where they come, they learn, they have, and then they network to expand their social capital.
Got it. Well, that perspective really exposes a glaring gap, Anil, in traditional business funding, because if we don't actively build microcredit pipelines and peer networks that recognize the unique vulnerabilities of new residents, we really will end up locking out some of our most innovative minds. So thank you for sharing this. To all the founders, community builders watching, please, letting a lack of institutional connections or complex marketplace rules stall your business launch is an unnecessary roadblock in 2026. Delivered via an elite global partnership operating across 60 cities, Enterprise Bridge Toronto provides 9 months of dedicated training, microcredit access, and persistent 3-year tracking matrix. Please position your brand for explosive scale and mark your calendar for their upcoming bootcamp sessions from October 31st to November 5th by visiting tmu.ca/enterprisebridge to register for the next cohort when applications open at the end of June. We'll take a quick break now. Please don't go anywhere, because when we return, we'll bring this strategy to life with an inspiring success story from Enterprise Bridge.
Hey, you think you know UPS? Yeah, that's us. Everybody knows that. You know what you didn't know? This. Okay, try to keep up. Ocean, us. Ground, rail, air, so us. Guess who? Us. Customs cleared, borders cleared, done. Us. Still with me? Wait for it. Boom. Us. Intelligent, automated, fulfillment. Us. Yep. Healthcare too. Digital your thing? Yeah? Well, book it, ship it, track it. You feeling me yet? Yep. That's all us. That's all UPS.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's dive into how a local bootcamp helped Ancho Raval completely sell out her retail inventory in just 3 days and the lessons for scaling immigrant-led startups. Now let's bring this strategy to life with a wonderful success story from your very first graduating cohort. Anil, how did your program help Ancho Raval sell out her retail inventory in just 3 days?
Thank you for this opportunity to share our successful story. So Achal and Agam, Achal Rawal and Agam Chawla, they are co-founders. And then they started in 2025 February, they registered their business. But they joined in September and they took part in our bootcamp sessions. So that session itself was very helpful for them to understand their business nature. Either they're gonna do like, was it low margin, high volume business, or low volume, high margin business. We teach those like basic strategies, and we teach them to think strategically, and then some financial accounting aspects as well, basic, not tough one, just like focusing on those small businesses, entrepreneurs who want to create their side hustles and become successful ultimately. So that really helped them, training session, those activities. Then we connected them with mentor. Mentor guided them to refine their product labeling or branding, and then also improve the value proposition and how to act to meet the customer's demand, and kind of showing them a direction to act properly to reach to retail markets as well. That ended up them to participate in once of a kind show that I think it is organized twice a year, and then they participate in this past spring session, and then they were, because of the support in package they received, that encouragement and then that refinement, they were able to sell their all the products within 3 days. And I just hear another good news from them. Last week they had a good pitch with these all enthusiasm, like at Walmart, and then they got a golden ticket, like token from Walmart, and then now their products will be launching on Walmart shelf across Canada soon.
Wow, that's a
That's a
truly
huge, yeah,
truly a
huge accomplishment.
spectacular milestone for a young consumer brand, because seeing a graduate taking the courage from your training, pivot their product packaging, and then instantly dominating a major venue like the one of a kind spring shows really proves exactly why community coaching matters. Now, Anna, let's explore your recent ecosystem celebrations and outline what is next on the roadmap for your upcoming cohorts. Tell us, why is tracking graduates over 3 years more effective than standard short-term accelerators?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this question. This is really interesting because while launching this project, I did some research as well. And what I found is like in Toronto ecosystem, we have environment. Generally, I found like organizations provide bootcamp sessions, short-term bootcamp sessions, trainings, and then mentoring as well. Then people graduate. There is no kind of very connecting to them afterwards, how they have been doing, kind of, like. So, and then the package ends, and then another cohort comes. It's kind of just fulfilling the activities. And then this is that's my personal finding when I did research on this entrepreneurial aspect and what the ecosystem we have here. However, if we talk about our enterprise bridge project, that whole 1 year, 9, 10 months of packages, we create a home environment for them. We do really care them. We just communicate with them instantly. How are you doing? What are your needs? So these 9 months, very intensive.
Right.
That's our part. And then 3 years, it's basically done by UPBI, Urban Poverty and Business Initiative. The project is running across 60 cities across the world. So Toronto, we implemented it for the first time in Toronto. So they track from all around the world for 3 years. First, once they enroll in 6 months, in 1 year, in 2 year, and in 3 year, where they track progress against 80 steps. What we promote, very small steps to high level, like small steps, pre-launch, launch, and scaling up steps. So maybe have you taken community boot camps? That is one step. Have you interviewed your potential 30 customers? That is another step, kind of those small steps. And then, so those are the aspects we promote. That to link to the why 3 years is like why to track 3 years. So as I told already in the beginning, so we understand what is working, what is not working from that data. We understand that and we instantly apply. Okay, this is working. We instantly apply to our next cohort. That is UPBI part. Our part, as a Global Migration Institute, we also have our research component as well. We are focusing on immigrant entrepreneurs. That's kind of new knowledge for UPBI project as well. Other cities have implemented too, in general, like all those coming from poverty background or disadvantaged background. We focus on immigrant entrepreneurs. So we want to understand what are the challenges depending on their immigration status. What are the social capital they have, and what experience, skills from back home or gained here is helping, whether helping or not helping them to become successful in Canada. And what is the role of enterprise-based project like ours, where you have the support we have been providing, what is its role in making them successful, like Achal and Agam's case we just talked before. So what's working and what's really we need to improve. So that we want to understand through our entrepreneurs as well. And we will be using Amartya Sen's capability approach to understand their personal, social factors and environmental factors. As I talked before, personal factors, their skills, experiences, social factors, their family responsibilities, gender roles, maybe some. We have over 75% women entrepreneurs. Some have kids and then they have difficulty coming to take part in those. Like, what are the challenges they have been facing? Like on personal, social, and then environmental. Environmental, what support system we create, or what support system they need to become really successful. Ultimate goal is that how to properly integrate them into the Canadian society and improve their sense of belongingness. So we want to understand that, and we are on the process of getting research ethics approval from TMU to conduct that research.
That is a brilliant approach, Anil, to long-term economic data, because monitoring a business over a multi-year horizon rather than just walking away after graduation gives the verifiable research that is needed to build a sustainable, bulletproof funding ecosystem. As you wrap up, what is your top advice for newcomers that are launching a business in Canada this year?
What I want to stress is that what I have seen is entrepreneurs, they have some ideas, but they hesitate to start. So what I say, like, if you wait, the proper times never comes. So they may be waiting for, let me have some financial resources. Let me have the environment, oh, this is not a good environment to start a business now. But if they keep on thinking like that, they will keep on thinking and never be successful in launching one. So start today. Just launch as a side hustle. Just don't just resign from your full-time work. Start as a side hustle. Then you learn who are your customers, what are your challenges. Come join us. Join us. We are starting next cohort in this fall.
Right.
Next month we'll start our call for applications, and then please register us, and then we'll help you. We'll walk you through over a year, and we'll track your progress as well. So find the resources available. Start today, and then act. The interested area you are in, just delve in today. That's my suggestion.
That is an exceptional reminder, Anil, that true business resilience it relies on looking past immediate labor market barriers to connect with structured community programs, leveraging microcredit wisely, and building authentic local relationships before you scale your operations. Thank you so much for joining us and for sharing such great expertise and your insights. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having us. It's a pleasure being here today. Thank you, Mahen.
And that was Dr. Anil Dhakal from Enterprise Bridge Toronto showing us how to systematically dismantle newcomer barrier constraints, leverage community microfinance models, and elevate urban poverty through structured entrepreneurship incubation in 2026. Thank you for tuning into the podcast. Please be sure to subscribe and visit CanadianSME.ca for more resources. And to learn more about how we are supporting the ecosystem, please visit the Canadian SME Small Business Foundation at smbfoundation.ca. A special shout out before we leave to UPS and ADP for their ongoing support to empowering small businesses across Canada. Join us next week as we explore our next critical business topic. Until next time, please keep innovating and keep growing.